Hey everyone, Craig McKee along with Chief Investigator Dave Biscobing here. There was a story that he is covering that will grab, and when I say grab, will grab your attention. And it's for a number of reasons, I think, that people will kind of go, what is going on here with this story?
It's about justice. What is justice? It's about self-defense. It's about a surgeon. It's about a man that shows up at his door unannounced. It's about a wild police shooting in which they don't announce themselves. It's chaos, confusion. It really raises a ton of questions about our criminal justice system, our police and prosecutors from beginning to where we are now.
And this, of course, is Kris Johnson behind me. The story, A Shot in the Dark, a key part in this and why the title is this, because he does fire a weapon into the air. It is a shot in the dark because where he lives is so dark, and this whole thing is playing out. And you kind of reveal both sides of this through internal surveillance video. You have body cam video from the police. How did you first learn about this story?
You know, I got a call, right? And someone reached out to me, a source, and said, you got to hear about this case. There's a guy that the Maricopa County Attorney's Office wants to put in prison. He's a trauma surgeon, and there was a repeat criminal, a guy with gang ties, 30-some convictions that was at his front door. He was worried this guy was trying to get into his house, and when he walked out of the doorbell view, he goes out and he sees this scene, and he can't tell what's going on, and he takes this warning shot in the dark, very dark neighborhood. And so they were describing this whole incident to me. I'm like, you know what? Let me take a look at this. And how it was described to me is this is just a case where everybody's to blame, but really no one maybe necessarily needs to be punished. Right. And so is an intriguing thought. And so I reached out to the doctor and his family, and I said, hey, I want to hear about your story. He hasn't gone to trial yet. They sat down, did a full interview, gave me access to all of the evidence. Nothing was off limits. This is really kind of almost an unprecedented situation.
There's not an attorney sitting there saying, oh, let's not touch that subject or let's not touch this.
I've had almost no dealings with his attorney at all.
Yeah.
This has just been him being willing to tell a story, being very open about anything and everything. I have a question. I've asked for something. I'm getting it. And so I had access to basically the entire case file. It's kind of wild.
And when you look at this case, and again, it's kind of eye-opening, even just the part one of this, where you're laying out the line of events here. The internal, they're sitting inside their home. Somebody's knocking on the door. This gentleman that you mentioned here, come to find out, he's been knocking on other doors in the neighborhood. And the layers of this really start unfolding of what is taking place, but nobody knows what the other parties are doing in all of this.
I mean, it would take me 20 minutes to describe the whole events of the night, but just to give the most basic overview, there's a man that shows up at their door 11 p.m. at night. This is not a neighborhood where there are businesses, or it's not an area you're walking through for any reason if you don't live there at this time of night. He shows up, he kind of lightly knocks. I've talked to police experts about this. It looks like he's prowling, looking for a way in, right? He's checking under pots. He's
looking for
jiggling
keys
the door
that might be underneath the pot,
right?
or something.
There's no
like
cars
that,
in the driveway. So, his wife, probation officer at the time, up late working on reports, kind of hears and sees this going on, runs to get him, right? So after this whole wild event unfolds, it turns out police were already in the neighborhood way down the street. No red and blue lights flashing, nothing, just big, bright takedown lights kind of flooding this neighborhood.
And describe this neighborhood again. This is a very dark, we live in a lot of areas in Arizona, have very dark neighborhoods for a variety of reasons. This is an area where the lots are a little larger. There aren't street lights out there. So it's a dark area.
And this was one day after a new moon, 4% illumination. We went out when we were doing some more video shooting in this neighborhood on a night when there was 60% illumination from the moon. We couldn't see, more than 20 yards in front of us. So this is very, very, very dark.
So when he comes out of the home there looking again for this person who was knocking just moments ago, coming out to protect his property, protect his family, comes out and he just sees these bright lights pointed toward him.
About 50 yards, 60 yards down from kind of the corner of his next door neighbor's lot, he kind of walks out to the street to where his neighbor's lot is. He sees these two sets of very bright white takedown lights. I mean, we're talking the brightest lights you can, kind of put out there, floodlights, right? Mm-hmm. And he's thinking, is this maybe like a rip crew? Are they here for something? What's going on? Because there's a lot of desert in rural area where he kind of lives. Like people in these areas, they have ATVs. They
Right.
have those kind of KC,
Sure.
lights. So he's like, is that it? So he does what he says is the most regrettable decision of his life, something he admits he probably shouldn't have done, fires off that warning shot. That's something he's willing to plead guilty to. Because he goes, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. Okay, fine. But that's not enough for the police and prosecutors in this case. They want him for 5 to 10 years. And he's just about the title, A Shot in the Dark. Not only do we call it that because it's a shot in the dark, literally, it's because he felt like telling his story publicly, letting everybody know what really happened, his side. It's like a final kind of desperate shot in the dark, to avoid trial.
You're showing his transparency on what's going on. But through your investigation here, you start pushing police, obviously, on their investigation, what took place. You do get the body cam video. What does that kind of reveal to you from the police side of things, especially when that shot goes off and their response?
The bizarre part of this story is I've got hours and hours and hours of body camera footage. After, he fires that warning shot, there's 3 officers that are on 2 cars that are already talking to the man on the street because several neighbors had already called 911 on him. So they were there. His wife is on the phone currently with 911, while he's out there. And no one tells them that police are...
So 911's not saying, ma'am, just down the street, police are on the scene, they have this guy.
Yeah.
None of that's being related to them, where they would be in the know to know that those lights are police.
Yeah, to stay inside. Police are already here.
Right.
No big deal, right? So the officers obviously are startled. You can't blame them for that. They just hear a shot. They don't know where it's come from, right? Their body camera isn't very helpful because you can see down the street, but it's so dark. The body camera's blurry. He's too far away. He's at least 50 yards away, and so you can't see him very clearly, or really at all, in their body camera.
Right.
And the officers just start yelling, "Show me your hands, I will shoot you," and then they shoot 9 shots.
But they've not announced that they're police.
They never do, and they admit that. So the whole police transparency is they don't actually deny at any point that they didn't identify themselves. That's not even a contested fact.
Right.
But it's so strange that they want him in prison. Police and prosecutors want him to do 5 to 10 years. That's the best plea offer they'll give him. And if he goes to trial and he loses, he could get up to 20. So I think he's going to trial, which is set for next May. So it's just, what's been surprising to me is that police kind of admit, yeah, we didn't identify themselves, but still they shot him too. Right? We should mention that they shot him from behind in the leg as he was running way down the street from however many, dozens of yards away. He got shot from behind as he's sprinting away. So,
Because he started running once those shots started
he
firing,
booked
and he was out of there.
He booked
heading
it.
back home.
He actually ran past the front of his home because he thought these were bad guys still, didn't want to take someone to the front of his door, right? Runs through it around the next lot into his backyard, gets in. His wife's still on the phone with 911. You see in our story, she's like, my husband's been shot. Hey, do you know who shot you? No, I have no idea. Like, this is all
Still
real
nothing
time.
from even dispatchers to say, we have officers on scene. There were just shots fired.
No, still not even at that point.
Still
we have
no
officers
connection.
there.
Yeah, no
and so
connection.
it wouldn't come even for several minutes later that it would be relayed, oh, we have now officers there.
Yeah.
So this has just been, making sense of this has been something. It is probably one of the more, I've done a lot of unbelievable stories in my almost 2 decades here, but this is I'd say top 5.
When you take the details in the interview, in the what appears to be a very transparent interview with Kris and his wife at their home, walking you through everything that took place, you're out on the road, you see the divot from even his own rounds that shot the ground. When you take those facts and you reach out to investigators, what kind, are you seeing a wall? Is there transparency in their side of their story?
I mean, so they won't comment on the specifics of the case. They'll say because it's ongoing, right? So the Phoenix Police Department, they told me we can't comment on specifics of the case, but we put this through our critical incident review board. They found the officers to be within policy. I spoke to an outside expert from New York, so someone has no ties to Phoenix, any of this. He thinks this is a crazy case. He thinks the police officers not identifying themselves caused the chaos because that simple word, police, would have signaled these are not the bad guys.
Right.
We're all good.
And even if he had fired that shot, as soon as he fires that shot and all of a sudden police turn around, they hear the shot, to your point, replying in their training, that's what they're going to do. They run towards the danger so often. If they would have announced police, he would have laid down his weapon, put his hands up in the air, or laid down on the ground, something.
I mean, looking back on it, he says that's exactly what he would have done. And if he would have saw red and blue lights because they had got out of their cars, blocked the roadway.
Instant identity.
You'd have been like, oh, I just would have turned around and went back inside.
Yeah.
They're here. Thank God.
Wouldn't
it's
even
over.
have fired the warning shot because you see the red and blue lights. You're like, all right, police are taking care of it.
That's what he said. It's what he said. He said in court in preliminary hearings. And that's an interesting part of this is that the response from police and prosecutors has been kind of interesting. When they went to a grand jury, they did not properly tell the grand jury about the self-defense component of this. It got tossed, the charges. They brought him back again to a grand jury. They didn't tell them again, even though they were told to do that, and they didn't tell them properly, so it got tossed a second time. So then they went to a preliminary hearing, and that's where a judge decides, and a judge goes, hey, you know what? There's probable cause here because it's such a low bar of proof. But then he says in pretty much the next hearing, I don't want to see this guy going to prison. He says something almost exactly to the effect of, this is not the type of person, the typical person we want to put in prison. I hope we don't get anywhere near that. Yeah. I hope we come to a resolution. And the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, they will not budge. In fact, they even said that the county attorney, Rachel Mitchell, has reviewed this case, and she stands by what they're doing.
And even if a plea were to be agreed upon at this point, what's on the table would be like a minimum of 5 years?
They want 5 to 10 years. And that's hard for him to swallow. Yeah. He does that. The kind of crime he'd have to plead guilty to for that, he'd lose his medical license. He'd go to prison. He's got 2 daughters. You actually see them in our stories because when SWAT flooded the homes, the girls were in their bed. There's even
one girl's like asleep in her bed, and then she gets up after SWAT's moved out.
There's like guns, because they're trying to clear the house.
She goes walking out, and then you can hear the audio from this is the internal surveillance video inside the home. And one of the SWAT members is saying, well, we're going to get to your mom and daddy in just a minute. Just go back in your room. Like,
that was actually something that ahead of this story, there's a ton of body camera video, dozens and dozens and dozens. There were 65 officers that came after that whole incident. So the neighborhood just got swamped with police, all the SWAT officers. So I've looked through all the body camera. They knew that their daughter might have got up and peeked around and gotten back in her bed. They didn't realize that she actually talked in the hallway to one of the SWAT officers. So I had to tell them, like, hey, your young daughter, your four-year-old at the time,
had this interaction,
and that she might be having some trauma that you may not realize later on from it. So that was very tough for them to hear.
So obviously we know getting the officials to respond to this has been challenging. What's the most surprising part of this in telling? There's 3 parts to this story. And it kind of needed to give breath to this story, to go through the process.
First story is really just focus on what happened that night. Second story really takes people inside the prosecution. The third is this expert review, right? And so we've really broken this case down, and we think it needs that kind of time and attention. And I guess the most surprising thing to me is, one, that we have someone whose job was literally to save lives,
And he even talks about he's worked on officers who've come in a trauma situation.
That's what he says. Yeah. I mean, and he's worked at a lot of Valley hospitals, so there's a lot of, irony is not the right word, but there's a lot of layers to this. And another surprising aspect of this is just why they won't budge. A lot of our viewers will probably remember, happened the same year, former prison director got into an armed standoff with police in his neighborhood, Tempe police. He got very drunk, maybe had some sort of mental break, was firing shots off in his house. He got barricaded in. He opened his door to his house and pointed a gun out in the officer's direction. The county attorney's office, same county attorney, decided we're just going to give him probation. Mm-hmm. He's probably too drunk and probably didn't mean it. And so when you compare that with this, I've talked to a lot of attorneys. They're finding it really hard to square all of this. So it's been really surprising to me why they want this win in this way so badly. And then I think the most maybe surprising thing of all is it's very, very rare for someone with this kind of status in the community, as a surgeon and someone who's facing the kind of potential prison time he is, to talk without restriction ahead of trial. Huge risk. But I think he says it shows I got nothing to hide. My story is what it is. This is what exactly happened.
He can't be stopped on the stand now. As we've seen courts, drama play out, prosecution and defense. Oftentimes you'll get a witness who will then suddenly be stopped in their answer because maybe the prosecution or defense doesn't want them to answer fully or in a certain way. he's put his whole story out there, full transparency. Anybody can look at your stories and hear his side of it.
It's not only that, it's also that they could try to use what he's told me against him, but he's not afraid of that.
Right.
And so that has been very surprising to me. And I guess what's surprising to me is when I reached out to the county attorney's office, the ultimate decision maker on whether or not this case goes the way it does.
Right.
It's that I sent a very long list of questions, very specific facts, really nothing that is controversial, just very straightforward. Here's what kind of, our story is going to focus on. Here's the situation, asking for comment and for an interview. And they send back a statement essentially saying, apparently the facts have been misrepresented to me. I mean, that's like really it's a shot at her work is what it is, right? And I think people can see this reporting and see how thorough and deep it is and all of the evidence that we have. And are the facts being misrepresented? People can take a look at the stories themselves and really see. I mean, we've spoken to experts and it seems pretty clear to them. This is a travesty of justice. It makes no sense. What are we doing here? Let's wake up. Those are direct quotes from someone who has no skin in this game at all, looking at this from the outside objective.
When we look at these stories, though, obviously we have to admit there's this side of a story, there's this side of the story, and somewhere in between when you put them all together. But because of their responses, you haven't had the chance to fully get their response to this story.
No, I haven't. But what's been really interesting is because this case is dragged out the way it has, and the charge has been tossed and brought back and tossed and brought back.
Right.
During a settlement conference, two of the officers showed up. And here's another thing that was really surprising me. They spoke. One of the officers said, the two officers actually fired the shots. One of them said, well, I think you should do some time, but realistically not that much time. Another officer said, I think it's a good plea deal. But then he also said, one of the officers said, in kind of part of my language, this is an S situation for everyone. Interesting. And then the other officer said, no hard feelings against you. And no one truly believes, police or prosecutors, that he knew they were officers. So everyone knew this was was directed as a warning shot off, against someone in his neighborhood he was worried about, not at the police he didn't know were there. Now, we should be fair. He did have some accidental discharges as he was sprinting away.
Right.
He said it's, basically he's in a panic. He's not,
those are the shots that you show in the story in the ground on the road.
And there's no physical evidence I've seen in the entire file that shows officers had bullets actually towards them.
And to that point, when you speak to the expert about everything that played out here, again, somebody who has no skin in this game, when you look at all those rounds that the officers fired too, they can't see necessarily who they're firing at because it is so dark out there, at least according to looking at the body cam video, your own video shooting out there at night. But there are bullet holes in houses and boats and cars.
And kind of
him,
walls.
And one, at least in his leg.
In the back of his thigh and in the leg. Yeah. I mean, they sprayed the neighborhood. They did. And they're in a very tense, dangerous situation. No one would want to be in their shoes.
Absolutely.
But there's just, in the heat of that moment, as he says multiple times, and you'll see in our story, everyone made mistakes that night. I'm the only person paying for them.
But now he could be looking at upwards of 20 years.
I think he said 21 is what he could look at totally. Yeah. And that's the risk he's going to take, in all likelihood, by going to trial, because it doesn't look like he's going to take the plea deal.
So ultimately, this comes down to 12 members of a jury to make this final decision and look at this evidence as it's presented obviously in court. And what's presented in court may not be even everything that you've uncovered.
It's going to be very interesting to watch. And, I can promise you we're going to be there every step of the way.
Well, you can check out all three parts of this, of course, on ABC15.com, on the ABC15 YouTube channel as well. Dave, thank you so much for all your work here, and thank you for tuning in.